G'day guys, we're down here at Harrop Engineering, very famous name on the Australian performance scene. Now our Mustang is a pro touring type car, which means the suspension and brakes and the steering, all the original stuff is chucked out and replaced with the latest and greatest, so the car stops, handles and steers like a much more modern car. Now the next thing we have to figure out is how to get the big brakes. We've got big crazy race car brakes and big Forgeline wheels, how that's all going to adapt to that suspension and fit under our 69 Mustang. We're here with Heath Moore from Harrop. Mate, tell us about the process of firstly getting those brakes on and then figuring out how those wheels are going to sit in a car that wasn't designed for them.
Absolutely, Simon. So being a resto mod or pro touring style build, the guys at Sidchrome and Team 18 had an idea of how they wanted the car to look and the stance. Yep. So we had a picture of what sort of wheel and the offset. They wanted a decent amount of dish in the back and a fairly full wheel. But the brakes were the most important initial measure up. So our design engineer went down to the car and with the RS components, took all the critical measurements of where the caliper's going to sit, the offset of the rotors. So it's a 15-inch or 381mm front rotor with a 6-piston caliper and a 4-piston on the back with a 14-inch or 356mm rotor. So the same as what we do on modern Commodores and BMWs, so really high performance. And then the wheel fitment's built over that. So the guys at RS have done a shortened 9-inch diff, and that's enabled us to get the brakes further inboard and to create the wheel design that's got more dish to give that sort of really muscular look in the rear.
Yep. So we've got massive brakes. This thing is going to stop on a dime. There's no doubt about that. That's right. And the tyres are going to fit right into the guard. It's going to sit right down over the wheel. It's going to look really tough. We're not going to have a really flat sort of face of the wheel. It's going to sit in, so it's going to look really muscular.
And that's one of the great things with Forgeline wheels. So they're a family-owned business like Harrop out of Ohio in the US, and they specialise, like they dominate that resto mod pro touring market. So all of the top-end builds over there are Forgeline wheeled. So every wheel set's built to order, so we can define exactly what PCD, hub diameter. So RRS essentially are using a hybrid combination of geometry for their system on the Mustang. So we were able to take all of those critical dimensions and then design the wheels to be millimetre perfect. So Forgeline wheels are all a forged billet aluminium, so they're a 6061 like we use with our superchargers, but it's essentially an aerospace forging that creates a granular structure that's far superior to a cast wheel, like much stronger, but you can make the wheel centre a lot lighter as well. So the centre is forged 6061 and then there's heat treated rim halves. It's a 3-piece wheel and we've got a 19-inch wheel on the front and it's actually a staggered fitment. So we've got a 20-inch on the rear. So it's got that real muscle car look that'll suit the Mustang. So the guys at Team 18 were talking about the tyre choice and they wanted red brake calipers, which ties in with the Sidchrome corporate colour. And then the wheels, they wanted a contrasting black, so it's a satin black centre, powder coated by Forgeline, and then gloss black outer rim half and inner rim half. So the wheels are going to look sensational. They're super strong and importantly light, so it reduces that unsprung mass, and that's where the performance comes from.
So basically you can dial in whatever wheel you want.
Correct. Almost any fitment, from 17-inch right up to 22-inch. There's everything from trucks down to Mini Cooper S's, but this muscle car market, which we all love, is really where Forgeline specialise. So whether it's Roadster Shop or Ring Brothers, they all go to Forgeline for the quality and for the breadth of styles and fitments that they can create when they're building a really special car.
And what are you going to do for tyres?
So through discussions with Team 18, they had a rendering with a Pirelli tyre, and I mentioned Trofeo Motorsports are the distributor for Pirelli Motorsport tyres. So the Trofeo R tyre is actually a Ferrari, Porsche OE fitment. It's a road legal tyre, but super sticky. So we've organised the right tyre fitment, because that's so critical with one of these builds, to make sure the width and the profile is going to work with the car and the wheel dimensions. So it's a Pirelli Trofeo R that'll be on the Forgeline wheels over Harrop brakes.
So Harrop Engineering was founded in motorsport and a big part of that was brakes. You guys make all the brakes here in Australia, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So from the calipers to the rotors and all the hardware in between, the rotors are off our tooling. They're a directional vane cast up in Sydney, and then we machine those fully here at Harrop at the machine shop. Our foundry over in Adelaide does all the aluminium castings, and we paint and machine those and hand assemble them here.